reduced from 36 to 28. The Deputy President, David Mabuza, I guess with of all the speculation that's taking place, of course, Dr. Dlamini Zuma moving to Minister of Corporate Governance and Traditional Affairs, of course, previously occupied by Dr. Zweli Mkhize. We also have, of course, in the portfolio of Minister of Finance, we have Tito Mboweni, and unsurprising, well, some would say unsurprisingly, others would be surprised, Pravin Gordhan. And you called it. You said unlikely that he'll move on the basis of the public protector's findings.
Well, you have somebody who is enrolled, who's done very well and is declared war on corruption and state capture in a very courageous way, at great cost to his own personal health. The public protector matter must be dealt with. He must see through the review process with the courts. But it is right that the president does not disrupt the good work that's critical to happen there. Because remember that one of the key areas where we have the biggest concern is the siphoning of resources from state-owned entities and repositioning of those. There's going to be a lot of restructuring of state-owned entities.
Yeah.
And it needs careful navigation. And you need to hit the ground running. If we can't move there, we are going to be in serious trouble.
All right, let's bring you in there, Prof. Tifo. Let's get your reaction to that. Didi Mabuza is Deputy President of the country. A number of changes, of course, that have been made there. Aaron Motsoaledi, for example, moved from the Ministry of Health. Dr. Naledi Pandor, who is the Minister of International Relations. Ronald Lamola at Justice. We've also got Lindiwe Zulu as the Minister of Social Development, and your reaction to the announcement?
No, I think I would have expected at least 25, 26, but so far, so good, right? We are almost where we were yesteryear. Under Mandela, I think it was 27 ministries, right?
Yeah.
So today we have 28. I think we have done well in that regard. Kudos to the president and to the team, and the people appointed. I think they've got some weight, they've got some clout with the support from the president and the people of South Africa. I think they can deliver. And what makes me even happier is that I've got two ministers that are there, and I'm happy they are there. That is Pravin Gordhan and Becky Cele. These are my A-team performers that I wouldn't have left if I were given a chance.
Well, we spoke a lot about integrity and what should make up this new executive. Bathabile Dlamini.
Well, Bathabile Dlamini is out, so is the former Minister of Water,
Nomvula
Mokonyane, and that's a positive signal. We're very encouraged about that. But I must say that the president could have done better. There is too much of an old stock in there. You need a little bit of higher levels of energy with younger people. There are quite a number of people there who are candidates for a retirement village, in my view. So it doesn't seem to me that there was sufficient consideration taken in that regard.
Yeah.
I remain concerned that the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Trade and Industry might not see eye to eye in respect of the trajectory of the economy, and it might see us stuck in a lot of debating engagements around where the economy is going. We're very concerned about that because we don't have time for that going forward. But we're pleased about elements of continuity. We think that the point I was making about need for continuity is spoken to in respect of Tito, in respect of the communications minister, in respect of Pravin Gordhan.
Yeah.
Mining industry would have cried loud, and they have asked that we should push hard to try and see if Gwede Mantashe could get back. Of course, now engagements with the president were not about names, were about principles.
For sure.
So we're pleased that he's back in role.
All right, Mr. Pityana, we'll come back to you very shortly, as well as you, Professor Lesiba Tifo. But we did promise you that we will be getting a lot of reaction. Francis, I understand you'll be speaking to one of our colleagues who will be chatting to political parties.
Indeed, Griselda. So I can tell you, at the moment, it looks like the Rand is welcoming this cabinet announcement. We're seeing some strength in the Rand that is weakened over the last day or two. Speculation that it's all about internal politics, about the delay, about cabinet, or maybe also global factors at play. Possibly the continuity there in the finance ministry and public enterprises ministries. Let's see what's happening from those political parties. We cross over to SABC parliamentary reporter Abra Barbara. Abra, take it away.
Francis, yes, good evening again. I've lined them up. They're going to be coming to me one by one. First of all, I have Wayne Thring, the Deputy President of the ACDP. My colleague I just heard is saying that the Rand is welcoming the announcement. How do you respond to that, first of all?
Well, I think that the ACDP appreciates the fact that there's now a turnaround in the economy. I think for a long period of time, the economy had reached a point of inflection, kind of a flat curve, and it was either going to continue to go south or it was going to improve. And so the ACDP is certainly happy that the trajectory is now moving in the positive direction, going north, which bodes well for the South African economy. We have numerous challenges in the economy of unemployment, challenges of inequality, challenges that need to be addressed. Business confidence needs to be addressed. And so the ACDP is happy that, and we are satisfied that the President's announcements with regards to his new cabinet has had this positive effect on the Rand, which bodes well for the economy. And if it bodes well for the economy, it bodes well for employment conditions, and it bodes well for the rest of South Africa.
Let's zone in on the announcement itself, the cabinet. Any shockers, any disappointments, any thumbs up?
Well, one shocker was Patricia de Lille. And Patricia de Lille coming in, I think, in the Ministry of Public Works. That was certainly not expected. But the President has the leeway to bring in at least two people from outside of Parliament. Well, she's in Parliament, but certainly was not expected. I think disappointment on the side of the ACDP was the Deputy President. The Deputy President has a shadow over his head. I think that the ACDP would have felt it would have been the more honourable thing, even though he did step aside, which bodes well for him with the election and he's swearing in as a member of Parliament. But the ACDP felt that because of this cloud hanging over the head of the Deputy President of the Republic, that he should actually not have, the President should not have elected him, and he should not have stood for the position. He should have stepped aside. We are pleased, though, that there is the conflation of ministries from some 38 to 36 to 28. We think that it is a good move on the part of the President. South Africa, as we indicated earlier, is facing numerous challenges. We have a deficit on our current account. We have a deficit on the...
I'm just being told we have to cross back to the Union buildings. Apparently some announcement is happening there right now. So back to you guys in the studio.
We are able now to interface with the rest of the world, with a young generation that is very energetic, but importantly educated and experienced in their own right.
President, one can't help but ask, you as Kusatu wanted the Minister of Finance, Tito Mboweni, not to return. He's made a return in that specific ministry. Did you not put up a fight in the meeting, the long marathon meeting we had throughout the day, that he should not be retained in finance?
COSATU has always said that every time this question is asked about Tata Tito Mboweni, we have said the issue is not about individuals, because it does not matter whom you take and you put in that ministry. The issue is about the policy position. The issue is about the institution itself, the mandate of that office. So you could have taken away Tito and bring somebody else. It has always been the case. So we are not about individuals, but we are about the institution itself, the mandate of that ministry. So we don't want to be talking about individuals, but we want to say, if we want to deal broadly about the issues that we have always had challenges with in relation to that ministry, even during the times of Trevor Manuel, we have always had a problem with the mandate of the ministry itself.
Okay. No, thanks very much, President, Secretary General of the governing party in South Africa.
Afternoon, evening, night. Good evening. Are you okay? Wonderful. Which question? SABC.
Well,
It's cold, yeah.
well, reaction SG.
So, are you happy with the cabinet, SG?
Yes, well, I'm happy because there was a thorough consultation. We engaged with the president, we engaged with the alliance, and we arrived collectively where we are. And you can see that we have looked at, as comrades have said, leaders, at different things, generational mix, experience, continuity, younger blood, energize our cabinet. And we are happy. We so wish that it could have happened also in terms of the alliance. It should have happened also in all provinces.
SG, there is an issue.
Allow SABC to take
SG, I mean, other people are saying if Mambatabile is not in, but Pravin Gordhan is in, so it's a bit of an anomaly.
Well, for now we are talking about cabinet, and the ministers we have will be ministers once they are sworn in. So let's leave it there, because we have said that those who are not in, they are experienced, they have necessary skills, they are required elsewhere, they are going to be redeployed where the ANC needs them. And that's the position we have taken together with the governing alliance.
Okay. ENCA.
SG, with this cabinet, one can't help but ask, won't it cause some sort of tensions within the ANC-NEC? You've seen a vast number of ANC-NEC members not making it into the specific cabinet of President Cyril Ramaphosa. Won't it cause tensions within your own internal dynamics within the ANC?
Why will it cause tension when we want younger people to come in, when we want the experienced people to ensure that they nurture the young ones? That mix is so important, and I think it was time for other comrades to be redeployed, because we need them in other deployments to further strengthen the African National Congress and strengthen government. Governance is not just only parliament or cabinet. We have many young talented, and it actually shows that we are also building for the future of younger people who must actually take over from us, and it's a good thing. And it was wonderful to spend time with the alliance, differ, agree, disagree, but finally all of us are happy because we have actually engaged, and that actually shows you that for as long as we engage, we can make sure that there is smooth transition, and we are happy.
Let's take the
SG, perhaps the last one from me. There was a possibility at some point that perhaps the deputy president could be a woman, but it didn't happen.
Well, it didn't happen. We have deputy president who has been sworn in, so the deputy president will be the deputy president. We are the second or third country in the entire continent, if not world, where we have 50%. We have now reached 50% ministers, and we have made sure that younger people are there. And you can see even younger people are at various departments, and very strategic. I think all departments are important, and we are happy. Honestly, the president has done what he was actually expected to do. Remember, in Parliament, ANC members are 230. And out of 230, you must get, 50 or so? What do you do in that case? Others will be chairpersons of committees, and that's where we are. I'm sure there are no issues now. We are very happy. I'm sure South Africans, we have said to the comrades, go back, go and implement the conference resolutions. When we have difficulties, come back to the organization, to the alliance. We will support you for as long as you are accountable to the governing alliance.
An interesting
let's do this. We are going to have to take the last three questions.
Okay.
It's a CNBC, it's SABC, it's ENCA, and then we close. Let's just take all the questions and then you answer all of them, because they tend to be the same.
Just one of the surprise of the announcements today was Patricia de Lille and I wondered how much give and take or wrangling there was there from a party position.
There's no give and take. We have recognized the potential capabilities of Patricia de Lille. She's there, and I'm sure we just wanted to make sure that as the ANC, we are not this arrogant organization. We do recognize other parties. It's unfortunate we can't accommodate all the parties which are in parliament, but we identified Patricia de Lille as one of those people. In provinces, we'll definitely continue working with other parties because we want to build a South Africa which is more united.
Yes,
no, it's covered.
You're covered. Covered. Okay, thank you very much,
well, that
colleagues.
was the ANC SG speaking that they are particularly happy
Thank you, sir.
with the announcement. A lot of former leaders of the youth league.
Well, the ANC-SG concluding an impromptu press conference there with the media, basically saying they are very happy with the cabinet that the president has just announced. Of course, there was a surprise there in the form of Patricia de Lille. We know that she just established her party, the Good, that did make it to parliament. But this is a continuation, really, of what the previous presidents have been doing. At any given point, they've been including one or two people from the opposition party. And yes, we have seen the young blood coming in, we have seen the continuity, and we have seen really that balancing act that the president has been trying to really strike. So it's been quite interesting to watch and see the manner in which he's been stressing that with this team he's really hoping to get South Africa working. He's hoping that everyone will play ball. He is actually saying they will sign performance agreements, so which means everyone that has been appointed must then be allowed or must be accountable, must really be able to account as to what exactly he or she is doing. So that is quite interesting. We know that that kind of agreement was there even in the previous administration, but we didn't know really in terms of much detail. So it was quite interesting. Also, we saw some ministers like Minister Bathabile Dlamini being dropped from this cabinet, and we saw the new ones. The issue of Minister Tito Mboweni, many people have been saying, well, perhaps he does not need to come back given his very conservative views on some of the fiscal policies that the country is going through. So, but it was also interesting to see who's deputizing him. Many have been saying David Masondo is probably the rising star within that portfolio. Perhaps the fact that he's been made the deputy minister, maybe we may read something into that. And of course, the international relations, another interesting one, Naledi Pandor making it, replacing Lindiwe Sisulu, who's gone back to her former portfolio at some point, human settlements. Naledi Pandor will now be the Minister of International Relations. So it was quite interesting, and I think as the news start to sink in and we start to then look at what is happening, the entirety of the cabinet, so a lot more of analysis.
Mzwandile Mbecha coming to us live from the Union Buildings there in Pretoria, getting us all the post-announcement reaction there.